I think that the information that people in Europe and America, South America, Asia get is through the media. And whereas I don't believe that there is a point in condemning the media, everybody's entitled to their point of view, it's very difficult to convey what happens on the street to people who live there. What's going on in their minds? What are they thinking every day? And I also feel it's important for us to share that Israel and Palestine, West Bank, Israel, Gaza, there's tremendous level of both stress and trauma. And in situations where there is stress and where there is trauma, too often we begin to separate. And society as we know it begins to change because we see everybody as the other, because that's what's necessary for survival. And sitting here in America, we're comfortable. It's hard to get our minds around the level of trauma and difficulty that occurs every day for everybody there. I just was thinking of a friend of ours, Eliyahu, who was in the States working at the Parliament of World's Religions for us, and he said, I have to go home. I have 3 children, and my wife is afraid to go out. This is when the stabbings were going on, which unfortunately they still are. And Ghassan said, my family is not leaving the house because they're worried about violence. And everybody thinks, well, the Jews are worried about violence from the Arabs are worried about violence from the Jews. But actually there are so many factions, there are so many ideas, there are so many beliefs that if not physical violence, there's verbal violence, there's psychological violence, and everybody is seeing the other as the other. Mm-hmm. So it's difficult to bring out points of peace. And also, the last thing I'll say, I know when I'm there, in 2 weeks I go home. I can breathe out, I get to the airport and I go, okay. And I get on the plane and all of it comes off. Of course, the memories stay, the pain stays, but I'm not there. Ghassan is there every day. And we need to remember what it's like to be in the pressure cooker every day. So what's it like?
Shahabuddin, you are right in everything that you say because it's not so easy. You say this, that the people in Europe and USA can see or watch the situation in TV by the media, through the media. It's not the truth live that we see or face or handle with every day. It's a very, very, very difficult life. I want to tell you something that sometimes I'm so afraid, I'm in fear about my family, about
Sure.
my wife, my father, all of them, because sometimes you can walk in the street and check, someone will attack or someone will kill you. Before we had lots of challenges from the radicals, both sides, but today you cannot guess who will attack you, who will kill you, what to do, because all of the people there are in tension, a big high of tension. And as you say, because the people there fear the other is not partner or is not my cousin.
Yes.
They cannot feel it. That we need to feel the other as a part of my life. He's my partner, he's my cousin, he's the descendant of Abraham, I'm the descendant of Abraham, come to be together, Christians, Muslims and Jews. But unfortunately, the people lost the way, lost the path. Not all of them, but I can say lots of people, and I can say very, very important, I are responsible for this. The majority of the people, they are very good people.
Yes.
But all the time they influenced by the leaders come to say. Their leaders sometimes cheat them and put the fear in their hearts.
Yes.
And this is a bad way for that people to live with the other.
Yes. I think it's important for those who are seeing this to know that Ghassan is an Israeli Arab Muslim. That means that he is a citizen of Israel. How many, what's the percentage of Israeli population that is Arab?
About 23%.
About 23% of Israel are Arabs. Not all Muslims. There's Christians, Arabs, and Druze Arabs. And as I often say, there's a whole segment of the Jews that were descended from the Arabs too.
Right.
So, but he's speaking not as someone who lives in the West Bank. He lives in Nazareth, right in Israel. If it was me, if I was watching this, I'd want to know, what do your kids do during the day? How does it affect them? What does your wife do? What about your father? And what's it like for Jews in Jerusalem? How do they live? What's the daily life like?
Yes, it's a very, very important question. I want to tell you that all of my family live in Nazareth as part of the people there, but they are very careful. They live all the day in very, very careful life. They cannot leave Nazareth to go to Nazareth, the Jewish city.
How far is that from Nazareth?
5 minutes.
Okay.
It's almost, you cannot guess that this is a different city because the border street between Nazareth and Nazareth. I remember when I was a child, I used to play there in the park, and I took my small sisters to be there and to play with the Jewish children at that time, soccer and lots of games. But today, they cannot even go to play in the street because it's very dangerous. You don't know which car will come and attack you, and which person will attack you, because you cannot say this is Jewish and this is Arab. You know, most of the people think that I'm Jew. You know, and I thought about some Jews, they are Arab, but they are Jewish people, and then we need to be careful. Their life is a very, very, very difficult life.
Mm-hmm.
They live in suspicion, in fear sometimes. During the nights, I used to close the door. No one get out. We cannot know who will be all around our neighborhood. Our neighborhood in Nazareth. Sometimes it's happened to my children, Hashim and my children, Mahi. A black car, van, they try to kidnap them, and they succeeded to run away and to enter to small alleys. But if you'll ask about East Jerusalem or Jerusalem, it's different kind. It's full of fear. The people in the evening, they close all of their children in the houses, and also sometimes during the day. For example, my Ali, my youngest son, he's in the school.
He's going to be 12.
11.
He's 11 now.
He will be 12. In the early morning, we take him, and now Abed, his brother, or Hashim, takes him to the school, and they put him inside the school, and afternoon, they say to him, don't leave the school until we will come with the car to take you. We cannot trust him to go in the bus.
And what do you think this is doing to the minds of Arabs, Jews, Israeli Arabs and Israeli Jews? Not the West Bank, not Gaza. What's happening to their minds?
I think it will slowly, it will corrupt all of their minds. It will demolish all of their minds. I think that this is the most difficult time in our life as Arabs and Jews. In the past, we used to live together. We listen one to another, and we open our hearts. We felt one another. But today, everything is shut. Everything is closed. And slowly, I think this situation will create a very close and very covered people in the Holy Land. They will shut all of the gates at the face of the others. No one can go to visit the others because they create a new minds. It's kind of a new mind creation, like to clean the mind, and the people will not anything about their past.
Yes.
They demolish the past of the connection, the neighborhood, the love between the people. I afraid that the leaders from both sides, I can say, they can create a big enemy to ourselves. And this enemy will emerge within us through our minds.